Let me ask you about something else. You were with the president. In terms of Ways and Means, falls into the tax situation. What did you hear from the president in terms of willingness to work with you, and on what? Is this really tax reform? Is this about changing our fiscal structure, or is it about tax cuts, and for whom?
Yes, yesterday, Chris, a bipartisan group of Ways and Means members went to the White House to speak with the president. You know, I've always been a believer that you go to the table, otherwise you'll be on the menu. So I did attend that meeting. And I have to tell you that we heard a lot of talk. It was very long on promises and very short on details. I know that as Democrats, our Democratic caucus of Ways and Means are really looking at whether or not it's going to be revenue neutral, deficit neutral, and we want to make sure that it's about the middle class and not about a tax cut for the wealthy. I have to tell you, though, what we heard from the president was, like I said, long on talk and promises and short on details. And it's my fear that what we'll end up with is not comprehensive tax reform, which will really require bipartisan support, but rather a tax cut for the wealthy. Now, I have to tell you that the president ad nauseum went on and on about why he thought it was important for us to have bipartisanship. He also said that this was definitely not going to be about the wealthy. He promised that it was not going to be a tax cut for the wealthy. And you know what, Chris? We have to hold him to that.
Well, that will be an interesting deal for him, because his party isn't going to like that, and it's going to be an interesting compromise. It's going to take a lot of people to put people before parties, so we'll see what happens. Terri Sewell, thank you very much for joining us on New Day. You're always welcome.
Thanks.